No, it's fine. Keep it down there. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. That's right, everybody. It is time for the Touchdown Crew. We're here live on ASAP Sports Network. It is myself, Charles Richardson, and your main man, Bill. We are waiting for Coach. Coach having a little technical difficulties going on over there with his cameraman. I saw him pop in there on the backstage area, and I don't know, man. It's like I think he got called up for a personal foul. There he is. There he is. We'll get him on now. We got him. Coach is there. Coach is there. We are saved. What is going on, gentlemen? Happy football-less Sunday. We thought we got over all this, but no. One more week. But you know what? It don't even matter because we're going to break it down stitch by stitch. That's why I got the Ohana shirt. I got the stitch right here. We're going to break down the NFL season stitch by stitch. We're basically going to tell you what's going to happen in 2021. You don't even have to worry about watching the games. We're just going to tell you what happens, okay? We're going to be the spoiler, okay? So that's what's going to happen. So if you don't want to know what happens in 2021, turn us off because it's just going to be a spoiler right off the bat. Bill, good afternoon, sir. How have you been this week?
Good. It's a good week.
Good week.
Premiered a new football show this week.
You did. You know what? While we're on the
Canadian
topic,
Football League.
Go ahead and spell out your new show called 3 Minute Warning. Go ahead, man. Tell them about
3 Minute Warning. It's all about the Canadian Football League. Me and my co-host Dallas. At least this week we went over all the rules and the differences between the Canadian Football League and the NFL, just to get new people into it, what the rules are and that sort of thing. In this coming week, we're going to go over the Week 5 games, the Labor Day weekend, which in the Canadian Football League is like the biggest weekend besides Grey Cup. So.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard there's a lot of celebration in regards to this weekend for Canadian football. So,
yep.
And they can catch your show when?
It's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ASAP network.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you very much for that there, Bill. Coach!
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you, sir? How was your week?
Man, my week was great. Had a great week. Just football. Just looking at football, just learning, coaching, and everything else.
Yeah, coach doing coaching. How ironic is that?
Yes, sir.
That's a metaphor right there. That's a metaphor. Well, gentlemen, we are on the verge of the NFL being what we call back in business. That's what the WWE went ahead and said when they got fans back in the stands. The NFL, even though some stadiums are requiring vaccine cards and negative tests, they are back in business. And one thing that we heard, the defending Super Bowl champions, I should say, the quarterback for the defending Super Bowl champions, Tom Brady, admitted he had COVID after the party. You know, I think maybe the virus was in him when he threw the Lombardi Trophy touchdown pass to Gronk on one boat to the other. When you hear, and again, this is like February. Come on. When you hear Brady come out and say this, and on top of that says that COVID's going to have more of a play than it did last year, what does that mean to you fellas? What do you think he's talking about like that? Are we talking about a bigger reserve list? Are we talking about possible forfeits? I mean, what are we talking about here? What do you think?
I don't know if we'll have a forfeit, but we've already seen here in the preseason some big name players be on the COVID list. And I mean, if you hit that COVID list like on Friday, you're not playing that weekend.
No, absolutely not.
So I do think that it might be affect that way. I don't know if there'll be forfeits, to be honest. I'm not sure about that.
Right now, Coach, 93% of the NFL is vaccinated. Do you think it's enough to go ahead and make it smooth sailing for the NFL season this year?
That's a hard question. Because one thing I know for, like, even Tom Brady, because I remember after the Super Bowl, his dad was talking about how COVID hit their family real hard. So,
Right.
like, the dad was sick, sisters and brothers. I think a lot of it's kind of a 50-50 because a lot of people that have the shot still getting it. It's just not as worse as if you're not getting the shot. So I think that's going to play a big part because if you just, for some of us that's thinking a common cold might have a little bit of the virus and you take the test, you got it. So it can really mess up pretty much your week to week because you might have a game plan of strategy. Hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use this guy. And then come that Friday or Saturday when they take the test, boom, he can't play. So that's really going to mess up a lot. But then you got that 7% that didn't take the test that can mess it up for a whole entire
The
team.
whole team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean,
They're not, if you don't play, they're not paying you. So,
yeah, it's there ain't no stimulus check coming your way if you're not playing because you have COVID. It ain't happening. So
Yeah.
It's stressed under the NFL. It's stressed. Get vaccinated, even though, listen, they're not making it mandatory like some of these hospitals or employers or anything like that, or even in Vegas where they have to check you have to bring a vaccination card to get in the stadium. We don't care if you paid $500 for your ticket. You need to show us that card. You don't have a card, you ain't getting in. And I don't think they're doing refund policies as far as I know. I mean, you paid it, you're stuck. So make sure you're vaccinated before you buy a ticket. That's all I got to say, because it's not like, I know there's a few other stadiums out there, but it's not like it can't pass through all 32 or all 30 stadiums. Excuse me. I keep forgetting that people have to share a stadium. NFL teams to share. Yeah. It's ugly. But anyway, gentlemen, lot to discuss. Who called? I have to come out and gloat. I really do. I have to come out and gloat. Who called it? I didn't expect Cam Newton to be released, but who called Mac Jones starting week 1?
you did. You called it. I got to give it to you. You called it. That Patriot fan up there.
The thing I'm thinking is there's been a lot of newsing, or I should say reporting, all the stuff. Anybody that's got an ear in that Patriots organization has pretty much said, Mac just beat Cam for the job. And the one thing I kind of question, because I have to always go ahead and make sure the glass is half empty in my case, is Mac didn't play against starters. Mac played against backups. Now, granted, back to you, Coach, it's vanilla. You're not going to see much, and it's probably all practice anyway. But at the same time, we didn't hear anything about Mac taking first rep stats or snaps until Cam had this misunderstanding. So we didn't hear anything. Do you mean to tell me that he won that job the last week of preseason basically because Cam had that COVID misunderstanding? Or do you think the COVID thing had something to do with him being released?
I think it's the COVID. I truly believe. I think Bill, when he had COVID with Cam, he just thought about last year when he was out for 3 or 4 weeks, and he just thought about that. So he was like, and he's not getting vaccinated. He already said he's not doing it as of this time. He need more information. So I think that was the biggest part, because you got to realize when the ones that don't have the shot, the rules is a little bit more stricter for you. So you pretty much got to take a lot more shots. Well, I'm sorry, more tests.
A lot more risk.
More risk, more tests. It's things that you can and can't do compared to the ones that with the shot. So you're kind of away from the team. And Bill don't like that. Bill likes structure. He likes, hey, you go here, you be here, you do this, you do that. He doesn't like that he has to do this for this kid, this guy, or this for this. So I think that played a big part for what they're doing. And Bill's he looks at it and say, hey, I can rely on my defense. We have a good old line. We can run the ball. We can run this 2 tight end set.
See, over there, Coach is talking about Bill likes structure. Bill likes this. Bill, do you agree with Coach? He's talking about you over there. Unless he's talking about Bill Belichick. I don't know, man. I'm kind of.
I would assume it's Bill Belichick, but my feeling in this whole thing is Cam Newton lost this job. It wasn't that Mac Jones won it. It's Newton lost this job, and he's not trustworthy. Meaning, with all these COVID things, he doesn't want to get the shot. That's one thing. But they didn't trust him enough to go into the season that he's not going to miss a game or two because of this. And I think that's the total reason. And Cam is Cam. He's all about me. He wants to be a starter. If he's not a starter, he's not happy.
Yeah, that was the other thing I heard too. It's like, listen, I think they offered him a backup position. It's like, hey, listen, tutor Mac Jones, go ahead and let's be a team player. And you would think that all the stuff that you hear in the locker room, that Cam's this, Cam is that, he's awesome. He's a team guy, he's a man's man, and all this other stuff. You'd think he would have that type of mentality. But there's one thing that actually I heard through the grapevine. I think Rob Ninkovich reported on it. He said, according to what he heard in the organization, Mac Jones had to teach Cam Newton the playbook that he has already had a year under. What, Bill, do you agree with that? Do you call BS on that? I mean, that's from inside the organization.
I have no idea. But if he doesn't know the playbook, that's the reason. That's the reason he's gone. That's the reason he struggled at some time during the last season. You don't know the playbook?
It's not Seriously. It's not like his preseason numbers were bad. 14 and 21. There was pretty good stats. I mean, he threw that one interception, but it was kind of a 50-50 ball. But it wasn't like his stats were bad, but I don't know.
Maybe it's the case of, they can only use a small portion of the playbook because he's not familiar. That's crazy. That's crazy to assume that a starting quarterback in the NFL who started a full season with that regime doesn't know the playbook.
Coach, what do you got to say on that?
I think it's 2 different playbooks. Because if you looked at last year, I mean, who was their tight ends? You couldn't really name the tight end. Mm-hmm. Shoot, you can't name the number 2 or the number 3 receiver from last year. I think it was a little bit of that, but you got to look at this also. If you would have said, hey, you're going to be the backup in front of a rookie, you're going to be behind a rookie, you're not going to play. You're going to get this rookie unlimited shots. So basically, he's just sitting there. So if this rookie goes out there and he throws 3 or 4 picks, you're not going to say, hey, Cam, get in. Because if Cam lights it up, what do you think the fans are going to say?
Oh, yeah.
But Cam, but that was one of the biggest things. It was like, hey, I got to get rid of you. Because now no one's going to say, hey, put the backup in. Because who's the backup? Stenoms? You going to really trust him?
No, Stidham's not even the backup. He's on IR. They actually had to re-sign Hoyer. They had to re-sign Hoyer. So they released him, but they re-signed him, and they also got Garrett Gilbert too from the Cowboys.
Okay.
So that's some people.
You're not yelling for them guys.
There was another guy that they signed that was a receiver, running back, but also played quarterback in college. I don't know who the hell this guy was. But it's like, really? That's going to be our backup quarterback? Listen, I love Mac. I love Mac Jones. I think he's going to be kick-ass. But, he only threw 4 interceptions in college the last year. I'm thinking, this is the NFL. We're not going to say 4 interceptions. We're probably going to say like 14 interceptions. We got to be realistic here.
Yeah, and I think that's what, when you look at Mac Jones, you look at Alabama, but also look at what running back was drafted in the first round. I think 2 linemen was drafted in the first round. 2 receivers was drafted in the top 15. So I think that's where people look at, and it's more of a pro set offense of what they run in Alabama, which is kind of similar to what they do in New England. They have the 2 tight ends set. He has 2 receivers. He has a vertical threat. The run game is going to be good. He has multiple backs. He'll be decent, but let's go back and you see when was the last time you seen a quarterback from the beginning of the year, rookie, go to the playoffs and win a playoff game?
We didn't see that even with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was just awful, and look what happened to him after that little dust that he had to shake off, that rust. So we'll talk about Cam Newton later on in our segment, Would You Rather. I'm going to debut that segment a little bit later in the show. Moving on to Jacksonville. Urban Meyer under some fire because of his decisions to go ahead and cut some people based on COVID, based on the COVID vaccine, even though I heard the statement of what he said, and it's like, listen, I'm doing this for the team. I'm doing it to make people who's best to make Jacksonville win and this and that, and they have to be available. He didn't say it, but he said it. Do you agree with that, Bill?
I think that, okay, he said it without saying it, but here's the thing. When you have the media, they're going to pick and choose things because they need a story. They're going to take that little chunk and say, look what he said. Can you believe he said this? So they'll get more clicks, more shares, that sort of thing. And I think that's what it was more about. You say anything about COVID, I mean, it's very controversial. You're either on one side or the other. And, they knew they were going to get. I don't think that's all on him. But sure, he's made some mistakes here since he's been coach.
Yeah, I'm hearing also that not a lot of the team is really behind him. I mean, I can't say the whole team. I'm thinking maybe a little half of, maybe 20, 30% of the team just does not like him. Coach, when you go ahead, hey, listen, you're a coach for a reason. When you go ahead to a squad, what is the one thing, and I know trust is big, but what is the one thing that you have to do when you're taking over a team to make them get to fall in line?
You got to get them to believe in you, especially when you're talking grown men. These are grown men that have salaries, have family. So the most important thing is you have to get them to just believe. And I think he's kind of treating it like when he's at Ohio State or in college, where you have, like I said earlier, you have the power, you have the control to pull the scholarship and everything else. And he wants to change the culture. I mean, it's Jacksonville Jaguars. It needs a culture change. It was good, 4 or 5 years ago. So I think he's learning and growing. He's too honest because you can do that in college.
Yeah.
And the NFL is more feelings involved because, hey, I'm a professional. So you have to watch kind of what you say. But, I mean, he's telling the truth, though. COVID is like the world's biggest game of cooties. And you don't want nobody on the team to get it because then guess what happens? Then it's going to spread.
Stay away from me. Stay away from me. I don't want you, cooties. Ew. Feel like I'm in elementary school, for crying out loud. Get away from me. I don't want you.
Yeah, because we've all been out. You hear somebody cough one time. Oh, hold on. What's going on? So I understand it. I mean, that plays a big factor into it. But
it just sounds like Urban Meyer needs to take a lesson from like a lawyer. It's like, listen, tell them the truth, but don't tell them the truth. Give them, like he went ahead and said in a press conference. I think that's how he needs to approach his team. You're saying he's way too honest. He probably like saying, "Hey, you're fat," or instead of saying, we got a gym on campus over here. Why don't you use it a couple of times? Instead of saying come out right at it. It's like you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Grown man, 350 pounds, probably kick the coach's ass. He's gonna hurt somebody's feelings. It's just like, but yeah, he needs to learn that. He needs to learn the personality trait. What is that? I'm looking for what word? You guys know what I'm talking about. But you got to be nice, and I know that's why I couldn't be a coach. Forget it. I wouldn't be a coach. I'm just guys, you ran it wrong. Bleep. I can't curse anymore because we're on TV. Which, by the way, shout out to the ASAP Network, ASAP Sports Network. Thank you very much for putting our ugly mugs on TV, or at least mine. Coach, you're a handsome man, and Bill, you're pretty cool too. But me, I didn't even shave this morning, and I should have. I should have came to the party. I'm all the grayish down here. It's like I'm like Emmett Smith with the Just for Men hair coloring thing. I need that. But anyway, so a couple of quarterback battles that have been coming through, which we already knew about the Cam thing, but we also heard Teddy Bridgewater is starting now for Denver over Drew Lock. I believe, did they announce, and I'm going to sound like an idiot, but did they announce who's starting in San Francisco? Did they say Jimmy G or Trey Lance? I know he's been very tight-lipped on it.
It's Jimmy G.
It's Jimmy G. Okay. I know Andy's starting in Chicago. That's according to the latest depth chart that I see on NFL.com. So going through everything, who do you see as the first rookie quarterback sitting on the bench that takes out Lawrence, that takes out Jones? First rookie quarterback you see taking over his team.
This year?
Well, no, just who's the first one taking over his team? You know what? Yeah, let's see if there's this year. Is there one that's this year?
I think the Bears is probably he's going to start maybe week 10 because I don't think they're making the playoffs this year. So I think they're just going to put him in week 10 and let him get going.
So you think midway through the season, we're just going to say, listen, we're going to pack up camp. That's it. Forget it.
Yes. They're not going to. I don't have them picking to go to the playoffs. I think Trey Lance is going to get snaps because he gives a variety of running and everything, and he can throw deep. I think he'll get some playing time, but he won't start. I think they're going to it's going to be Jimmy G's spot until he mess up.
Right. Which, you never know. Jimmy G has the tendency to mess up. He did not have a really good preseason at all. The fact that he is starting still shows that they may not be sold on Trey Lance. Bill, what's your thoughts on the San Francisco quarterback situation? And do you have a rookie quarterback do you think may pop out off the bench and kick some tail?
Yeah, I think they're going to have some packages here for Trey Lance, but him taking over starting, I can't see that anytime soon. It'll probably happen sometime this year because Jimmy G at times has looked not good.
That's an understatement.
To be nice. Not good. So I think at some point it'll take over.
Urban Meyer, you need to take lessons from Bill. He's being nice. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
and you'll see some packages. Trey Lance is going to come in, but I think it'll be longer till he takes over the starting job compared to Justin Fields. I think he'll take over pretty quick because I don't know about you guys, but I was not impressed with Andy Dalton with the Cowboys last year. I
wasn't impressed with Andy Dalton in the Bears uniform preseason this year.
No. I think he's going to be gone 3-4 weeks at the most. He just.
That's a good prop bet to go on. 4 weeks, Andy Dalton is gone.
Nah.
Do you stand by that, Bill?
Sure.
Coach?
I stand by everything I said.
Coach was shaking his head vigorously like, he had a bee around him or something like that. What do you say, Coach?
No, I don't. Here's my unpopular opinion about this whole situation with the Bears. Fields looks good. You see him, he's a specimen. He's big. He's fast. He has a great arm. But they don't have an O-line. You don't want him. That's the thing. You don't want him to be seeing ghosts out there. Especially.
No. Listen, the person that sees ghosts is in Carolina. We don't have to worry about that. I think Fields might be the Ghostbuster.
No.
But you want a mobile quarterback if you have no offensive line. Andy Dalton's going to take 700 sacks this year.
Yeah, you want a mobile quarterback, but one thing that you saw even in the preseason, he can't really pick up the blitz, and he can't read the coverages as good. I know I've been arguing with people all the time. It's different when you get to the college, especially when you get to the NFL level. Everybody's fast. Everybody's fast.
Yeah.
D line, D tackles, they're running 4.8s, 4.9s.
There ain't no slowpokes around here. You're right.
And so, even though that linebacker might be at 6-7 yards, as soon as that ball snaps, he's coming. You know. So I think that's one of the biggest things. You want to take it slow because if you look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Tom Brady, you look at Pat Mahomes, they didn't start their rookie year.
No, he didn't.
They said
But do you think going back in time, do you think Patrick Mahomes could have started?
No. He said it himself. He couldn't read the defense.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he said it himself. He's like, I just now learned how to read the defense. But he also had toys. What do the Bears have offensively?
Bears.
They have a good receiver. He's good. But who else? Who's the starting running back?
No, nobody. Not
David Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery. I think is still in back there. But it's gonna be like the Niners. Is they're gonna be run first, run second, and if all else fails, we're running again. There ain't gonna be we're gonna take shots down the field. I mean, even though they probably will occasionally, but there's not going to be that mentality of like, okay, we got an arm back there. Let's go ahead and throw it to what's his name, number whatever his name is.
But even
coach don't even know.
Even if you say the 49ers, they come out in all kinds of crazy formations. They're very, very creative with the run game.
So just to go ahead and let you know, Allen Robinson, Marquise Goodwin, and Daryl Mooney are the starting three. And they got Jimmy Graham in there, but he's second string. I don't even know how that is, but I guess that he's slowing down really well. But yeah, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. Allen Robinson, he's definitely going to be your number one. Goodwin, number two. And, Cole Kmet would be your tight end.
It's not that it's horrible. It's, do you trust the head coach and the OC?
No.
To put him in the best situation, just throwing him in the fire by week 5.
Let's put it this way: how great have the Chicago Bears offense been over the recent years? Zero. You're lucky to get field goals. You're lucky that the place kicker can come in and actually kick for a living. Zero. That's how the Chicago Bears offense is. We're gonna run on first down, run on second down. If it's third and a mile, we're still running it because they don't know any better. I think it's sad, to be honest with you. And even though they try to make coaching changes and stuff like that, try to spice up the offense, that's where quarterbacks go to die.
No, I think if you let Fields, he sits, he watch, he gets his get in the mode of a season, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. By the time after the bye week, depends on what the record is. That's why I say around week 10, you're like, okay, hey, we don't have a chance. Let's throw him in the fire. And then now he can learn and understand. I just think if you throw him in week 5, because they'll go 2-2. They should be 2-2 by week 5.
Maybe.
And if you look at their schedule, they might want to wait to the stretch. They have Tampa Bay, San Francisco, at Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. They might want to wait after that little stretch.
Yeah, Baltimore coming in at week 11. That's that's at home. Don't get me wrong, but that's Baltimore. You really want to go ahead and go up against that defense? Detroit? Okay. Maybe that's where I'd start.
We talk about, trusting this head coach. Is he going to make the right decisions? Is he going to let his offensive coordinator, who's Bill Lazor, is he going to let him be an offensive coordinator, or is he going to take over at some point? Because he's known to, things aren't working. Matt Nagy will just say, I'm going to start calling the plays.
Well,
yeah, it's like, how big of a leash does Nagy have? That's a good point.
But he probably don't have a big one because, I don't know, he's on the hot seat. Every year, everybody keeps saying he's going to. So he might as well say, hey, if I'm going to go down, I might as well go down with me calling the play.
But the reason why he's on the hot seat is because he can't make a good call. That's the reason why. He just says, you know what, forget it. I don't like the way you're running it. I'm going to run it. And that's the reason why he's in the hot seat, because he runs it. He doesn't have any trust in his staff at all.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any trust in your staff, how can your staff trust you? Why would they even want to play for you or coach for you? You know what I'm saying? So Bill says week 4. Week 4 is the Detroit Lions. You're saying after week 4, they're going to go to Las Vegas and you're going to see Justin Fields.
It's a good possibility.
Coach says week 10, week 11.
Yes.
Depending on what the record is. So if they're 7-3 by week 10 or their 10th game, they probably ride the ship with whoever's starting. They'll probably ride the ship with Doug.
Yes, without a doubt.
Okay.
Because you want him. This is a teaching year. Let him learn. I know a lot of people say, "Hey, just throw him in the fire," but if you got a weak O-line, that's just like David Carter. They threw him in the fire. He was getting killed, and now is at the point. And you saw what happened to his career. I don't like just throwing people in the fire.
The Bears don't start off easy. They go right into LA against the Rams Sunday Night Football to open week 1. Bright lights. Rams finally gonna have fans in the stands. I don't know. It's gonna start off really rocky for the Bears. That's what I'm thinking.
That's a good possibility because I wouldn't want to start out at the Rams. That's for sure.
No, not the way they've been building up. No way. No way whatsoever. 813-699-5353. You know you can call in. You want to make some comments on the Facebook, you can do that as well. But those of you watching us on television, on the Roku channel, you can call us in 813-699-5353 if you want to go ahead and get your voices heard. We definitely go ahead and welcome that. Gentlemen, I think it's time to start in with our 2021 predictions. I think we need to go ahead and start in because I am anxious. I wish there was football this week. I wish there was football in an hour and a half or 2 hours and a half here on Eastern time. I've been waiting too long. It's been too friggin' long. So let's go ahead. We got to go ahead and get into our predictions. We need to talk about this season. So what we have on the line is we're each going to give our 7 playoff teams in regards to AFC and NFC. If you have one that's if you know of which one is going to be your division champion, make sure you let it out. We're not going to go by rankings. I think rankings is too much. But we're doing playoff teams. We're going to do Super Bowl, who is the 2 teams. You don't have to predict who wins. And then we have the MVP of the season, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then Coach of the Year. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
All right. So first off, we're going to go ahead and do playoffs. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs? I can't do it that right. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. I will go ahead and start it off just to go ahead and give you guys there we go. Just so you can guys go ahead and see where I'm standing. In the AFC, Buffalo, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Kansas City division winners. And then I have New England, Cleveland, and Baltimore as playoff teams. In the NFC, Rams, Bucks, Cowboys, Packers division champs, Seattle, Arizona, Chicago as a playoff team. Bill, let me go ahead and grab you next. Who you got for your 7 teams on each conference?
I got Buffalo, Cleveland, Tennessee, Kansas City division winners, with the wild cards going to Miami, LA, in Baltimore. NFC, I have division winners Washington, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, LA Rams, with the wild cards going to Seattle, Minnesota, and Chicago.
You actually have Chicago going too as well. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Coach, what do you got?
I have Buffalo, Baltimore, Kansas City, Tennessee. and I have the Dolphins and the Colts going to the playoffs.
Missed
And
one.
I'm tripping. And I was struggling with this one. I have the Browns sneaking in. It was either Pittsburgh or the Browns.
So you don't see Pittsburgh making it, huh? Interesting.
I'm leaning towards Pittsburgh because I like Mike Tomlin, but I'm gonna go with the Browns.
All right, who you got for NFC?
NFC, I have Washington, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and the Rams. I have the Saints, Seattle, and I have the Giants making the playoffs.
You got the Giants in there, huh?
Yes.
So you got two NFC East. That's two NFC East teams, right? Did you have?
Yeah.
Did you hear that right? Wow.
Yeah.
They were lucky to get in one last year. So, let's talk about this here. So, Coach has two NFC East teams. I don't see that happening. I think it's just going to be whoever wins the division, no matter how crappy the record's going to be. And then I actually have nobody picking the Patriots. So right off the bat, you don't think they're going to. I think maybe that's because I'm the hometown boy there. That's probably right. But Bill said something about the Dolphins, and I think that's just him feeling sorry for Miami. To be honest with you. Why do you think Miami?
Well, they're going to win that first week game, and they're just not going to stop. Tua's going to come on strong, and you're not going to see anything like them this year.
Do you see a lot with Tua? Because I heard Flores talking about we want Deshaun Watson badly.
Nope.
Why would they want Watson badly?
That was never said. That's a media thing that was made up. And You know what? The Dolphins inquired to see what the price tag was for Watson. And, they thought that Bill O'Brien was still there, and he would have probably traded Watson for a pot of chili, Texas chili. But that's not happening.
No, I think listen, for anybody that's going to call Houston and say, yo, what do you want for Deshaun Watson? They know it's going to be a couple of first rounders already, minimum.
Well, they still want 3 first rounders.
They still want 3?
3.
All right, I thought it was 2 first and 2 seconds. That's what I thought it was. But you said 3 first rounders.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So we got our playoffs down. Who do we see entering the Super Bowl? I got Buffalo and Green Bay. I think Josh Allen's going to kill it this year. He's just got an offense that's just unstoppable, and I think their defense is good enough to go ahead and hold up. Bill, what do you think?
I got Buffalo and the LA Rams.
Buffalo and the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We agree on Buffalo, Coach.
I got Buffalo and TB12.
You got Tampa Bay going in there.
Yes, sir.
So we all agree on Buffalo. What was your take, Bill, on Buffalo? Why do you think they're going to, number one, outshine the Chiefs, dethrone them and outshine everybody else? To be honest, Tennessee is no joke. I mean, they bulked up
they're
too,
not.
but go ahead, Bill.
No, I just think Josh Allen has been, the way he's been playing, he did get some playoff experience last year. I think that they have the best all-around team in the AFC right now. And I hate to say that. Buffalo, seriously.
Yeah,
I hate to say that.
It doesn't sound right coming out of anybody's mouth, Buffalo. But Coach, you picked Buffalo too. What's your reasoning behind that?
Defense. I think Josh Allen has grown. He's improved a lot over the years, and now that he has some weapons, and I like that pass rush. You have a lockdown corner, which will help a lot. So I think out of all of them, other than Kansas City, they're the most complete team.
Yeah, and also it doesn't hurt that they got all the way to the end, gave Kansas City a pretty good run. Now they this season, it's kind of like a learning curve. Okay, listen, what did we do wrong in Kansas City? And they'll figure it out. And I think they're gonna punch their ticket all the way to LA. Bill, you said the Rams.
Yeah,
they're gonna be playing home at the Super Bowl. Is this conspiracy 2 years in a row?
No, this is not a conspiracy 2 years in a row. No. I think they are going to win it. They might not have the best. I mean, they're going to be the NFC they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're going to have the best record.
Do you think they're going to have to get past Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers to do it?
Yeah, they're going to have to get about Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady doesn't scare me. He's at the end.
Yeah, that's what they said 7 years ago, just letting you know. Just saying.
We'll see.
And, Coach, you picked TB12. Tom Brady, you don't see any slowdown in him. He can go ahead and take shots and have COVID after the end of the Super Bowl run. You just see him just keeping on trucking.
Oh, yes, sir, without a doubt. Everybody came back on the defense. Everybody came back on the offense. Now you had an off season, so now pretty much you worked. So you worked together. They threw footballs. I think getting O.J. Howard is going to be a big plus. Another weapon that was out last year. Yeah. Defensively, they're young. So by being young, they're going to improve a lot, and they can stop the run. So against Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, if they play them, he has to throw the ball a lot more, rely on the passing game. Even the Rams, I mean, Tampa Bay, last 2 years been the top three in the run defense. So I like them. I feel a lot more confidence in them because one thing about it, with a lot of people, you forget that you have a winner. So when you have Tom Brady, he's been there, he's done that. So he's been there multiple times. So now he knows how to go back to back. So he can say, hey, this is what we need to focus on. Hey, we need to clean this up. I mean, even if you looked at last year, I think it was one of the linebackers was talking about, he was crying because they won the NFC. Oh, we won. He was like, what you crying for? Let's go win. Like, that's things, that qualities that what people don't realize when you have a natural born leader that'll help you because you're going to listen to him. If not, this.
Listen, I definitely agree. Yeah, the one linebacker was crying about winning the championship, thinking, we're not done yet. Work is not over yet. Do you see anybody punch the time card? No. We got one more game to go. Wipe those tears off. Throw this stupid NFC championship in the garbage. We're going to go win the Lombardi trophy. We don't care about winning the NFC. Nobody cares about that. It's stepping on, beating the team that's going to go up against you in the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate prize. We're not here for second place.
And he has one thing that's keeping him hungry. He wants to show the world that it wasn't just Bill. It was me also.
Well, see, and I'm going to go ahead, and that's going to be one of our Would You Rathers too, by the way. But I'm over here taking a look at, what if we took the New England Patriot team from 2013, from Super Bowl 53, and put Arians in charge of that team? Do they win?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I'm not sold on Aaron Rodgers like that. Aaron Rodgers. He has a great arm. He's athletic, but I don't.
No, Coach. I'm talking about take the last Super Bowl Brady won with the Patriots. That team, Super Bowl 53, and put Bruce Arians, as coach of that team.
Oh,
do you see them winning? The point I'm trying to make is we're taking away the all-star receiving core that he has now in Tampa, and we're giving him just the average run-of-the-mill, maybe one or two, diamonds in the rough type of deal, and you put Coach Arians in charge of that team. Does he win against the Rams?
I think so.
Really? I'm just saying, I think Arians needs that firepower. I think the moment Evans or Godwin goes down, maybe both, because Scotty Miller ain't no joke. I think if you take both Evans and Godwin out, and you put Scotty Miller, who's basically a reincarnation of Julian Edelman, and the rest of the receiving core, I don't see him winning.
I think here's what I think. That year, if he had his same coaching staff and everything, I think they'll be able to win. They'll win the Super Bowl. Just because one thing about Bruce Arians, And even if you looked at the beginning of the season to close to even to the Super Bowl, the offense changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And it's two people trying to understand and learn from each other. Defensively, it's going to be they're going to be defensive sound, whoever was coaching. Because I think I respect both defensive coordinators at that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, and this is nothing to do with Brady. This is to do with the Bucs defense. The Bucs defense does not start out seasons very strong. As a matter of fact, they look like they're horrible. It takes them a few weeks to get going. So that first week that they're going to they're going to go ahead and face Dallas, don't be surprised if it's a shootout.
And why are we talking about Brady here? That's the thing that I get, because you could put anybody on that Tampa Bay last team and they would have done better than him. Because you could put me on that team and I could have made the playoffs. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers would have been better. Brady was just average last year. I know the stats doesn't say that, but he was just average. 3 interceptions in the NFC Championship game. He was bad last year.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing.
The defense won those games. The defense won the championship, and everybody's talking about Brady.
I agree with you. Let's throw the stats out. It's not. That's what people don't realize. It's not the stats. It's the jersey number and the name on the back. Because when you have him, you know for a fact you're going to have a chance to play for a Super Bowl. At least. I mean, it's just like LeBron James. When you see LeBron James and that number, you have a great opportunity to make the championship.
I think when he went to Miami, yes. When he went to LA, I'm thinking, nah, he needs a supporting cast. He can't win it by himself like he could have in Miami. It's just.
But he's always when you say Brady, are you not always talking about Super Bowls?
Well, yeah, because he has so many rings.
And that's the thing. When you have that firepower, that's just like Bill. How is Bill respected? Because he has what? He has rings. Nick Saban. He's respected because he has rings. And that's the thing that's the thing what people don't look at. When you look at a quarterback, because you're the most important person, and you have rings, and when everybody looks at you and you say, hey, we're gonna do this, hey, we need to do this, they're gonna respond. They're not gonna second guess it.
Well, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and talk to Bill real quick here because he obviously wants to go ahead and throw Brady under the bus, saying he ain't that damn good. Well, let me ask you a question there, Bill. How come they couldn't win with Winston?
You're comparing Winston to Tom Brady?
Well, I'm talking about he has all the firepower. Why couldn't even they make a winning season?
Well, you said it yourself. Winston is no good last week.
Apparently he's good enough to win the starting job in New Orleans. Sean Payton must see something in him.
Well, who do you got there? A quarterback that's been a career backup and little gadget player? Seriously.
Well, that's the offense. That's the office problem there. They need the GM needs to go ahead and step up and say, let's see, Winston and Hill. Really? This is all we got? I mean, we couldn't get Gardner Minshew? I mean, we couldn't.
They will make the playoffs.
You think New Orleans going to make the playoffs?
I believe that Winston will have a good year because he sat behind Tom Brady for a year, and he had to learn something.
What do you mean he sat behind Tom Brady? They cut his ass off.
Drew Brees. He sat behind Drew Brees for a year. And
you're going to learn something from that midget? I mean, my God, 5'10". I mean, he probably Winston looks over him like just. Hey, listen, go make me some chocolate that you little.
This comes from Patriot fans.
Yeah, that's true. It's coming from a Patriot fan that has nothing to do whatsoever. And listen, the fact you want to turn into Max Kellerman, it's just going to bite you in the ass. Look what happened to Max. He's off first take. Because why? Because he said Tom Brady's falling off a cliff. And he said that for 10 years. He hasn't done it yet. Now, yes, it's eventually going to happen, but he's going to fall off a cliff.
I didn't say this in 2015. I'm saying it in 2021, him being 44 years old. He's not going to play forever.
Oh, he's not.
You're going to have it where he hits the wall, and this is going to be the year.
I think he's got this year and maybe one more year in him, depending on if he stays healthy. Because, again, last year, okay, he sucked. Oh, he's terrible. He was playing injured.
Oh, give me a break. Everybody plays injured. What's the big
Yeah, well,
deal?
We're talking about injury that requires surgery.
Oh.
We're not talking about a headache. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, so we all have Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. We have variations. I have Green Bay. Bill has the Rams. Coach has Tampa Bay. Listen, I'm with you, Bill, to a point. I don't think, even bringing back all 22 starters, I don't think they're going to be as dominant as they were last year because of the simple fact of tape. And the reason why I say tape is because you're going to have people documenting all of this stuff that they did last year, and they're going to adjust. Now, the question is Leftwich able to adjust with it? And I don't think he does. I don't see that as being the case. I don't see them overcoming the mountain that they need to climb in order to get back to the big game. So that's just my take. Again, we don't have to go ahead and predict the winner on this one. We all agree Buffalo in the AFC, even though it just rolls off the tongue very badly. It's like I have poop in my mouth. Buffalo.
Well, it's the same sort of thing that people have started to catch up with Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, they were so dominant here, and I think people have caught up to them. You know, tape.
Yeah, it's all going to be about it. Basically, who do you need to counter? You know, they got weapons. Don't get me wrong. Tampa Bay's got weapons. Mm-hmm. You're not going to cover everybody, but you're going to go ahead and limit who you think they're going to go to. So they're going to be a lot better reads than they were last year. So, all right. So we got the playoffs. We got the Super Bowl. Let's go to individual honors. The MVP of the National Football League goes to Josh Allen. What do you got there, Bill?
I have Aaron Rodgers. His last hurrah in Green Bay. He's going to light it up.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers lighting it up in Green Bay. Coach, we going with TB12?
Nah, not gonna go with TB12. I think.
What we got?
I'm with you. I'm gonna go Josh Allen. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Yeah. I think he's gonna have a great year.
I think he's going to have a killer year. As a matter of fact, he's one of the guys I have him throwing for 5,000 yards, to be honest with you. That's our 5,000, 2,000-yard club coming up later on. Josh Allen, I think he's going to have an MVP year. He's got a lot of weapons. He doesn't throw many picks. He knows how to control he's a field general. He knows how to control the game. And I think it's going to be just enough to go ahead. Now, Pat Mahomes, Mahomes is going to have a great year. Don't get me wrong. I think him and Allen are going to be neck for neck. But I think Allen, because he goes ahead and has a dominant year, and Mahomes has already done that, but we don't know Josh Allen can do that yet. I think that goes ahead and makes him happen. But Bill says Aaron Rodgers is going to have one last hurrah, which, you know what, for the storybooks, that sounds great. You know, it sounds like a Super Bowl 46 moment there, where a 36 moment where the Patriots upset the Rams because of 9/11. It's a yay, Patriots, red, white, and blue, yay. It sounds like a good storyline, to be honest with you. That's why I haven't predicted who wins Buffalo Green Bay, because that's going to be epic. That would be an epic showdown of two quarterbacks, one basically the veteran, the other one being the young lion. And I really can't predict on that one, but I do agree.
Buffalo win their first championship.
You know what? It is a very good possibility. It is a very good possibility with the team that they have. I think they finally break the Super Bowl curse. It's not Jim Kelly behind the line, so you don't have to worry about that. It's Josh Allen. I think it's a better quarterback. I think Buffalo has an opportunity to go ahead and play and win their first title. So that's good. Finally get another team off the rocks there with a Super Bowl ring. That's good. I wish it was Cleveland. I think Cleveland is loaded, and I'd like to see them in there. But they're in a tough division. That's all I can say. All right, so we got rookies to talk about. This one took a little homework for me because, number one, I'm not much of a college sports guy. When rookies come in, I don't know how they're going to do. But I do know this person. I think he is in the best possible position to go ahead and excel. And I think it's Najee Harris from Pittsburgh. I think he's going to go ahead and be the. And Coach is laughing at me. Go ahead, Coach. I'm going to let you have the first chime in on that one.
Hey, because it's fun. I'm laughing because like all our picks is exactly the same. Because I picked Najee. Najee, he gonna
Najee. I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
Najee, he's gonna do his thing. I think he's gonna run for 1,000. I think he's gonna catch for 500.
Yeah, I agree. Well, remember, 17-game year. I'm thinking maybe more than 1,000. I'm thinking maybe 1,200. You got to keep that in mind. That extra game. So you picked Harris just like I did. Bill, who do you have for offensive rookie of the year?
I have tight end Kyle Pitts.
You think Pitts
in
is going to
Atlanta.
do something? All right.
I just feel he's a beast. He's something that we haven't seen in a while, and I just think that he's going to have an awesome year.
All right. Listen, I can see Kyle Pitts having a good year. They're in need of a tight end. Matt Ryan likes to throw to his tight end, so
they're going to be passing a lot.
Yeah, they're down Julio, so they could put him in a position to where he can go ahead and rack up a lot of catches, a lot of yards, and of course, the tight end. It's one of those positions in fantasy football that's not always there, but if you do play a tight end, it's very limited. I think Kyle Pitts would be a real good sleeper. So I think you're right. I think you're right. Kyle Pitts would definitely make a run for it. I think he's going to have a great career, but does he have? I mean, they're going to be passing a lot, which means you have a lot of teams anticipating it. I'm sure that he's going to be covered, once he finally breaks out. So he may have a breakout game, and everybody's put on his radar now.
The only question I have about Najee Harris is Pittsburgh's offensive line will it be better than it was last year? Because last year it wasn't very good.
Yeah, but last year they still had a decent running game with Connor. I'm just saying, now you've upgraded. You've upgraded Najee Sente. You upgraded to him, and you think that a little bit more finesse. I think he's going to make a game of it. He'll probably take the exact same offensive line and be able to see a lot better than Connor would. That's just my thought of it. I think you got Roethlisberger back there, so he's going to have the big arm. That everybody's going to be wanting. He's going to pass it a lot too, so they'll pick and choose their poison when they go ahead and run Harris. And I think Harris is going to have some breakout runs. Going to have a lot of touchdowns this year. I think he's going to have at least 10. And I just see him making that push for the rookie of the year on the offensive side. All right. Let's go defensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year. This one I'm going to go ahead and give it to a cornerback. Cornerback that I think he's going to follow in Daddy's footsteps, even though Daddy was on the other side. J.C. Horn, cornerback out of Carolina. I think J.C. Horn he's definitely got the coverage skills. I think he's going to make a name for himself, and I think he will stand up over any other defensive rookie of the year. What do you guys say? I'm going to start with Coach on this one. Coach.
I'm torn between two people. I like Michael Parsons for the Cowboys. I think he's playing inside linebacker, and being in that division, especially in the East, where you go against the Giants twice, is going to run the ball. We know the Redskins are going to run the ball. We don't know what the Eagles going to do, but hopefully they try to probably run the ball.
Eagles going to get hurt.
Yeah,
and I say that figuratively, literally.
So I'm really leaning towards Michael Parsons. I think he's very explosive. He goes sideline to sideline. I watch Hard Knocks and actually paid attention to him. He's good in space. He's great in space. If I want to go cornerback, I like Surtain because I like everything that they're going to do with him in Denver. Again, it goes now he's going to get a lot of opportunities. Kansas City wants to throw the ball. San Diego wants to throw the ball. So I think being in that, the Raiders probably going to try to throw it to the tight end, which he probably guard the tight end in that situation. So I like those two guys as the defensive player of the year. I mean, rookie.
Rookie of the year, right. Bill, what do you say? Defensive rookie of the year.
Well, Charles, when I first heard you announce, he's going to follow in Dad's footsteps and that sort of thing, I'm like, yeah, that's who I'm picking. Pat Surtain Jr. He's going to be added to that Denver defense. He's going to be a stud in that defense.
Okay.
And just like his father played for a long time. He was a top, cornerback in this league for a while. So
Right.
that's who I got.
Okay. Hey, listen, all good choices. They're all definitely good prospects. I really hate to have it be somebody else that we didn't pick up that all of a sudden we got completely wrong information on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Again, long year, 17 games this year, which I find is ludicrous, but it is what it is. Hopefully they'll go to 18 and catch up with the CFL, play 18 games instead of 17. Last but not least, Coach of the Year. Because I think we all picked Buffalo, I would assume everybody kind of is on the same page. Sean McDermott getting the Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's who I have.
We're good to Bill. What about you, Coach?
I got Sean McVay.
Sean McVay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
because it's one of those, like, when you say MVP, it's like, okay, you've been there, done that. And so with winning coaches, he was what? I think they were 8-8. They barely made the playoffs. No, I'm not. They weren't 8-8. They were. I think but I haven't picked to win at least 12, 13 games, especially having schedule wise coming up.
Yeah. Well, I agree, because now the Rams are stacked, and they got the quarterback that they want. At least we hope so, because if they don't have the quarterback they want, then they done messed up. Because I think definitely I see the Rams winning 11-12. 12-5 seems like a pretty good record for me. I mean, I got them winning the division, so you're gonna have to win double digits on that one, maybe high double digits. Not out of the question, 13-4, but I think Buffalo is just gonna be crazy unstoppable. Them in Kansas City, I think they're gonna rematch again this year, and for the title for the AFC East, AFC, and I see Buffalo win like 14 or 15. I mean, it's just gonna be that crazy for them. But they have to stay healthy. Yeah, I do.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see 14 or 15 for Buffalo, because again, they're a well-oiled machine. They're not no joke. So
yeah, that's
all right. Okay. Yep. So anyway, listen, we got our predictions in. That is what we have going on. So we're moving on. So 2021, we all have Buffalo winning actually not winning. Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. We differ on the NFC. I have Green Bay. Coach has got Tampa Bay, and Bill has got some CFL team named the Rams. I mean, the LA Rams. That's right. So that's who we got. Want more information? Go ahead and listen to our show again. All right, let's go on. We actually keeping on with the predictions. I have a few names here that I want to throw out, and you guys can go ahead and agree or disagree. This, of course, being 17 games, we see a lot of records being broken, especially passing records that could be broken. So I have a list of, I picked 5 people that are going to hit 5,000 yards this year. May not break the record, but definitely going to be 5,000 yards. And a lot of these, I think everybody's going to agree. I got Rodgers, Brady, Mahomes. I got Josh Allen. And I got somebody that probably nobody's going to think of, but they're going to throw the ball a lot. And I think he is a young stud, Justin Herbert, the Chargers. That's who I got going for 5,000 yards passing. Anybody disagree? Want to add a name to take away a name?
I agree with those. What do you think about Dak Prescott?
Dak Prescott.
Because he does have some weapons.
He does, but I see them relying on the running game a little bit more than these other folks do. Rodgers doesn't really have much of a. I mean, they do have a running game. Mahomes, he just likes to pass it in all odds. Josh Allen's got a running game, but I think he's going to make so many big plays that's just going to rack up. Like, I see him having like maybe a couple of 5 touchdown games, to be honest with you. Brady likes to pass it. But no, I don't see Dak making the 5,000 yard club. I mean, I'm sure he could, but I just don't see it happening. Coach?
It just depends on his arm. I really, it just if he's healthy, I can see them doing it because, again, they're going to be in some semi shootouts because who they playing? They're playing the NFC South, which I think is going to be tough this year.
Oh yeah.
Carolina's going to throw the ball around. Tampa's going to throw the ball around. We know the Saints is going to throw the ball around. So it's going to be a lot of shootouts going against them. So he's going to have to really chunk it around if, again, he's healthy.
And that's what scares me about New Orleans. You said they're going to throw the ball around. I see Winston going like 20 plus interceptions and half of those pick sixes. I'm just saying.
The difference is when he was with Tampa, Bruce is chunked. Hey, throw it up. He likes to throw vertical.
Yeah.
And that's issues that he has. Now going with the Saints is kind of the opposite. They want you to throw more vertical, but you still have a check down.
Okay.
You still got Cromartie to throw it to. You still have when Thomas comes back to hit them little in routes and them sit down routes.
Right.
I think, but that was the issue with Drew Brees. He couldn't throw it deep.
No, you're right.
20 yards. So now he's kind of because I actually watched him. It was a couple of times even in the preseason games. He wanted to chunk it. He looked, and he said, "You know what? Here, let me just give it to this running back. Now go make somebody miss."
There you go. Make some plays happen. Any of the names that I mentioned and Prescott, do you agree, disagree? Do you want to add in some another player that you think?
No, I agree with you. I like all those names.
All right. For the 2,000-yard running club, again, 17 games. Now, not many people get close enough to the 2,000-yard club at the IC, but if the people that are going to make it, it's Derrick Henry. I got Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, and I do have Alvin Kamara up there as well. What's your thoughts?
You're talking about just rushing?
Rushing. I think I might be off on McCaffrey because I think he's going to be like half and half.
Yes. I like – God, dog, what's his name? I forgot his name. The Raiders running back.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name too. Hold on. I'll get it. Go ahead, but you go ahead. Oh, Josh Jacobs. Thank you.
Josh Jacobs. I like Josh Jacobs, Henry, and Cook. I think they're probably the only ones that'd be close to the 2,000 mark.
All right. Bill, what do you think?
I really like Henry and Cook, especially Henry. I just love the way he runs the ball.
He's got no fear. He's like a train. He'll just go right through the line. Forget anything else.
Yeah, I got a special mention.
Good.
Antonio Gibson, I have a feeling is going to have a great year. I'm not saying he's going to get 2,000 yards, but he's going to be close. He's going to be up there.
Yeah. Yeah, Antonio Gibson definitely got the talent for that too. So, yeah, definitely. As far as for making the 2,000, you don't think he's going to make the 2,000, but he'll definitely have a good year.
I don't think so. Not when you have Fitzpatrick back there. They're going to be slinging it.
Gotcha. All right. Fair enough. All right, and that hey, listen, that does it for our predictions. That does it for our predictions here for the 2021 NFL season. Definitely, if you have any predictions, go ahead and message us. You can go ahead and make it known by going to ASAPSportsNetwork.com. And, of course, we always welcome your calls, 813-699-5353. Hey, let's go into our new segment, Would You Rather? And then we'll get to our unpopular opinion, and then we'll close out the show. So I have a few Would You Rathers. Maybe easy, maybe hard. We'll see. In the same Buccaneer roster as he has now, Brady with Belichick or Brady with Bruce Arians? Coach.
Bruce Arians.
Why?
Because that team has a lot of personality. And I think Bill would have took the fun out of it. And guess what? All 22 wouldn't have came back. They would have said, forget this. So I think they enjoy being with Bruce Arians because he's real, he's honest, and, I mean, he's funny. So I say Bruce Arians.
Okay.
That's a lot for a lot of.
Bill. Belichick or Arians?
I want to say Belichick, but
And
I'm
why?
not so sure. Just because some of the, as Coach was saying, some of the personalities on there might not mesh very well. But it's close. It's very close. Belichick could definitely have a championship team. So I don't know. I guess I'll go with Belichick, but Arians is close.
Okay. I would like Belichick because I think Belichick is a win first type mentality. I agree. Okay, having fun is good, and maybe during practice when you see everything mesh that well with all these superstars that are out there, I could see that happening. But I just think Belichick's a win first. If you take Brady out of the mix, maybe in a couple of other these players out of the mix, are they as good with Arians? I don't know.
But you gotta look at it as this. Name a team where players actually could have went somewhere else and made a lot more money, but they decided to stay.
Agreed, but the same thing could be said with the Patriots.
Oh, because they would have left. They left.
No, they left when Brady left.
But even
Brady.
before, like a lot of the players, he either got rid of them before their time,
Yep.
or they was like, I don't want to be around this. And some of them came back, and some of them didn't. Like I said, either way, it's not a right or wrong, regardless of who you.
Oh no, it's not. It's just who do you think is going to be better? Like, would Belichick do better with this crew, or is Arians definitely going to be with this crew? Is Mike Hughes in the house? Day 5,000 for waiting for Justin Fields to get the QB1 job. You know what? Keep that counter going. Keep that counter going at least until week 10 for what Coach says and week 4 for what Bill says.
Mike, call in so we can talk about this.
The on-air debate, 813-699-5353. Go ahead and call in. Coach wants to have an on-air debate with you. He's getting tired of me talking.
No, because that's all he talks about. Call in, Mike.
Who would you rather? Jameis Winston starting for the Saints or sign somebody else? And if you sign somebody else, tell me who. Bill.
Jameis Winston for the Saints.
Jameis Winston, Coach.
Jameis Winston. I think
Okay.
he's gonna be fine. I don't think he's not gonna throw 25, 30 interceptions. They take the ball out of his hand if that's the case.
No, I agree. I don't think 25 or 30. I think about 21, 22. And I get half those pick sixes. All right. You had to sign somebody to boost your roster. Now, when should I call? Now, Mike, now. You need to sign an old free agent to boost your roster. Who has the most potential or who has the most opportunity to help you this year? Larry Fitzgerald, if he wanted to play. Frank Gore or Adrian Peterson? I'll take whoever speaks first.
I'm going to say Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, okay.
Yeah.
Any particular reason why?
I just the guy has a nose for the football. Every time I've seen him play for whatever team he played for, he goes 100% all the time. He's a great teammate. And out of those three guys, I think he could help you the most. And maybe not all of it on the field. Some of it like coaching younger players, younger running backs, that sort of thing. But that's who I got.
So more of like a mentor as well, but also can help you on the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Coach, you got Fitzgerald, Gore, or Peterson?
Fitzgerald. If I was the Ravens, I will go talk to Fitzgerald and go to Baltimore. Yeah. Help that young receiver core, plus help that quarterback because he's an end, slants, drags, sit in the windows kind of guy, which probably what he needs.
But do you see Baltimore being a good fit for Fitzgerald because they like to do a lot of options. They don't like to pass the ball deep very much. And
I mean, no, they're not going. What Fitzgerald almost 30? He's 38, 39. He's not. They're not going to really. He's not going to burn anybody deep. but he can sit in the windows. He can work on the route running in the hands for the receivers. I think running backs, like you said, you take Gore to train and teach your running backs how to be healthy. For Gore, is more on the outside of just the football game, not
Right.
the game, because he's
Right.
wise. He went through multiple knee surgeries and there. So I like that. I like those two. Adrian Peterson, he can't catch.
Yeah,
nowadays,
he's not the greatest pass catcher. You're right.
Yeah, so either the only one that can't really catch like that is who? Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry run over everybody because he's bigger than everybody.
Right.
So, I think that's the biggest. I think I like AD. I like Adrian Peterson. He runs hard, but he's not the Adrian Peterson of the old.
All right. In their prime, you take Marshawn Lynch or Walter Payton.
Is that even a question?
Just saying. I mean, it is.
It's Walter Payton every time.
Okay.
That's not close.
Coach, same thing?
It depends on your team.
Ooh.
If I got a team of soft people, I need Marshawn because I need ignorance. I need somebody that's just all they want to do is smash, bang, bang. But if I have a good, well-balanced team, come on, Peyton. Come on, sweetness. Let's go.
Now, this one is a newer one. Le'Veon Bell. Rather see him in Philly or New York?
Which New York team?
Jets. Where he played last. Le'Veon Bell. Would you rather? Did you see him? You like him in Philly? Or would you rather see him go back to the Jets?
I'd rather see him where he's at home.
Philly. Okay. Bill.
Do we have a none of the above choice? Is that a choice?
I mean, you could always say Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had the opportunity to bring him back, but they didn't want him.
Yeah.
But no,
I don't know. I don't
Philly,
think it matters where he goes. The Jets or
you
Philly. It won't matter.
know he needs a good line because he needs to. You see him. He hands the ball off, and it takes 10 hours for him to figure out which hole he's going to go through, and they hold him up enough. So. But I'm saying you need a good offensive line. Either the Jets or the Eagles have that line where he can actually figure out where he wants to run.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think he would help any team to be honest.
All right. That's all right. We can do a push here. Again, this is a new segment. It's called Would You Rather. Last one. Your team's in a 2-minute drill. Which rookie quarterback this year, which rookie quarterback would you have running your 2-minute drill for a win? I see steam coming out of coach's ears. Bill's just, I think he's frozen. No, he's not frozen. He's still there.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Okay. Why?
Because he had, out of all of the rookies, he has the best OC that'll put him in the best position to be successful.
Okay. Bill, rookie quarterback.
I like that. I really, I'm thinking about the teams and who they have on them, and San Francisco with Trey Lance has could be in the best position, to have a comeback, and Trevor Lawrence and Jackson, no, they just don't have the talent there. Justin Fields maybe.
Well, you know what? Let's take the team element out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Your team, and you can have anybody you want on your team. Who's going to give you the best option? Who's going to give you the best option to win?
That is a tough.
I don't see Lawrence doing as good.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need somebody that could scramble,
yeah,
and also throw the ball in a dime. Lance and Fields come to mind.
Yes, either or you couldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be wrong with either one.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. I think we finally got Mike to call in. I think he figured out how to work his cell phone, so we can go ahead and talk to him. What's up, Mike? or he did learn how to call in, but he apparently dropped off and just you got scared, Coach. You got scared. He didn't want to talk to you. He didn't want to talk to you, but he does go ahead and make some comments there. Says Najee runs that city now, and I'm about to call in.
Come on, Mike. Mike, come on. I know
Mike.
you feels you love you some feels. Come on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. He if he wants to be scared, it's okay. We are intimidating. I mean, we did win for best new show at the ASAP Awards, so we are intimidating. I understand that. Mike wants to hide behind Facebook and say Jay Fields with like 4 S's, so that's appreciative. That's his 2-minute person right there. All right, folks. Listen, we're down to. Well, listen. We normally have. Call in again, Mike, because I just saw it and apparently I wasn't paying attention at the Skype. So my apologies that you let it ring one time and hung up. But anyway, but yeah, so it's normally like a 1-hour show. Of course, we're probably pushing it to an hour and a half now because of everything that we're talking about. Because I have such a great panel right here. And all right, let me see if I can answer it now. There he is. He's on the phone. Let's talk to him. Mike, finally, out of you, you're done seeing ghosts now, right?
Mike Fields, what's up?
Mac Jones.
I can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
Well, yeah, he's a little undersized. Mac Jones is like 6'2" and stuff like that. And he's also not the best scrambler. So I understand that point of view. But as far as reading defenses and driving the guys downfield for a winning score, I would do. You're right. I would probably do either Fields or Lance for the scrambling ability to make things happen. But Mac Jones for the best brain.
Hey, Charles, I can't hear him.
Hang on, Mike. What's going on? You guys can't hear him?
No,
Nope.
we can't hear him.
Interesting. Hold on. Hey, Mike, go ahead and talk again. No, hang on. I think I know what's going on.
If you want, I could go on the StreamYard.
Nope, I got it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, for sure. So what I was
I
saying
hate
was,
StreamYard settings.
so I don't sound biased. I really would like, if we're going based off team, I would really like to see Trey Lance and George Kittle in a 2-minute drill. I think that's disgusting. I think that's nasty. I think any defense would shy away from that to stand up to that kind of opponent. Trey Lance running out the pocket, hitting George Kittle would just be something. It's going to be a sight to see. And do I have that in Cole Kmet and Justin Fields? Definitely not. But we'll have to see what happens.
Okay, Coach Bill, any opinion on that? Any comment?
No, I agree with you. I mean, I think that's the thing about it. When you look at all these rookie quarterbacks, who has the best people around him? And you have to say Trey Lance because you have an OC that pretty much is very creative, and he understands that, hey, his offense can change from person to person. Because when he was in Atlanta, his offense was totally different. He was playing the ball all over the field to where now he's with the 49ers is more run heavy. But when you look at the Bears, I don't trust their O-line. I don't trust the OC. I don't trust the head coach. So then now I feel like they're not giving him the best possibilities, Fields, to be successful over time. He has to kind of freestyle and figure it out by himself. And I don't think he's the type of player, athletic-wise, can really just do that, especially in the division they're in. And,
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
and then the second one, you say Mac Jones. Mac Jones, he's going to be fine because they're going to run the ball. They're going to go back 2001, 2002, 2003 Brady style. We're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to hit you with this play action. We're going to throw it to the tight ends. And if you mess around and you come up close, we're going to throw it over the top because we have a vertical threat. I think those are the things. Like, so I say 49ers and I say the Patriots. Then you probably go with the Bears as the third pick, the third rookie that could be successful out of all of them.
So there you go, Mike. What do you say? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I could definitely get with that. But if we're talking, like I loved your point. I loved your point to where it was like if you could have any team just stick this quarterback right there, I think it goes Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and surprisingly, I'd do Mac Jones 3 because if you can give him any system with any weapon, I'd rather have him over Trey Lance right now.
There you go. So, and listen, I agree. I think, and this is not to be biased or anything like that, but this is according to numbers in preseason, which again we don't really take for really seriously, but also from what's happening with the coaching staff, not only in the Patriots but also on Pro Day. They just said Mac Jones has got the best football mind out there. And you kind of saw it where he was having more control over that offense and pointing out Mac linebackers and coverage schemes and everything like that. And Cam's just like, glassy-eyed, like, okay, just give me the ball, make something happen. But yeah, he's got the best football mind. His arm ain't that bad either. Not to say he's got a cannon, but he knows how to stick it in there really good, and the ball too.
Yeah, and it's just gonna get better. Like you start off. First of all, he has his own intelligence that he brought into Alabama. Then you lead that with Nick Saban, and now you're going to Bill Belichick. Like if this kid stays healthy and he is to pan out, maybe he starts eating a little bit healthier. He can or he can't. It really doesn't matter. We've seen guys like Big Ben who are as big as a house, who don't need to be, the most fit guys in the room. He just beat out Cam Newton, who has like 12 six-packs. So it's like,
yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, if he just continues to develop with Belichick and still learns from Saban in the off season, I think this kid's going to be really special.
Now, this is not, I'm not trying to compare the two by no means, but we all saw Brady's rookie photo before the draft, right? He was a string bean.
Big as a house.
He was a string bean. Mac Jones, yes, you're right. He had this cigar in his mouth. He's got that that little belly there that looks like he could fit a 12-pack, not just abs wise, fit a 12-pack. But yeah, I mean, listen, Brady didn't have a great physique either, but he ended up going ahead and winning 7 Super Bowls. We'll see how Mac does.
Exactly. And you know what? I think we can all agree to this. If we all had $10+ million, I think our bodies would look a lot better in a span of 6 months anyways. Look at Brady the second he got his payday. Started taking care of himself more, got better opportunities, got better this. The second this kid gets that payday, which he already has, I think you're going to start seeing a change in his diet and his routines and everything he does.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question, and I'll open this up to the entire forum, Coach and Bill. Do you think the 49ers made a mistake when they drafted when they drafted Fields?
You mean Trey?
Oh, I'm sorry, Trey Lance. Trey Lance.
Okay. I think it's an interesting conversation, but if any of them want to go first, by all means.
No, I think they did right because it's not a rush to have him. Like there is not a rush. He can sit with a good OC because he has a strong arm. He can run a little bit. No one really knows anything about him. He's very, very athletic. So I think having him go to the 49ers, because he's not going to start. He's not going to play. And then if he do, we just going to sprinkle in maybe 6 plays a game max to get a feeling of it and understand. Because he has someone to teach him how to play the position.
But I'm talking about overall, when he finally does go ahead and get his chance to start, is he better than Mac?
To me, yes. I think he's better than Mac. And I know Mike's not going to like this. I think he's better than Fields. The one thing, like I said, I knew you. I know we had this. We was debating back for a long time. Here's my thing about Fields. He's never been 100% healthy. Even if you go back and you see the QB1 on Netflix, he got hurt in high school. He had broken ribs in the college game, and that's a 12-game season. Now we expected him to play 16, 17 games if they make the playoffs and on to read a defense.
I could get with that, but I will say this: he broke his ribs and still dotted up Clemson for over 40 points. So, to his respect, he still gets it done.
Yeah, he broke his ribs and he did that. But then what about? But you got to realize that's probably what game 12. He still got 4 more games, and you still got to do that. I think the thing about it is he can't. I said we talked about it earlier. He can't read the defense. When that dude came off the end, it was a legal hit. Smoking off the end, he didn't notice. He didn't pick it up. Those are things that he has issues with. And I think that's why they don't want to rush him, because you don't want him to start seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
Start seeing ghosts.
I can get with that.
Let's go ahead, Bill. Bill, do you have a comment? I see you sitting there and these two are going at each other.
Here's my thought about the whole thing. You have Mac Jones, you have Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Not all 3 of those guys are gonna, succeed. The chances of all 3 being like great quarterbacks is very low, because you don't have draft classes that you have. If you go back and look at draft classes, it's like 1 guy, maybe 2, but not all. I don't think all 3 of these guys are gonna succeed.
And the feedback on that, I think it's gonna be Mac Jones is the one that's not gonna succeed. And the only reason I say that is because it goes back to the coaching staff. They suck at drafting. They spent all this money because guess what? These guys are gonna leave. Then guess what? Mac Jones gonna want his money. He's not gonna be like Tom Brady and say, "Hey, I'll be the 6, 7 highest paid player." No, I want my $40-some million like everybody else. Right. And I think that's gonna be for him.
Yep. All right, Mike. Any final words?
For me, before I head out, I just wanted to say, for the San Francisco thing, I think it's a really interesting conversation, only because on draft night, Aaron Rodgers decides to go out there and say, Las Vegas, San Francisco, or Denver are the 3 places I want to go play. I don't want to be in Green Bay anymore. So if I'm the GM, because of how hostile I would be towards Aaron Rodgers, I want Aaron Rodgers on this team. It's a really interesting conversation. Okay, maybe we take Devontae Smith. Maybe we take Najee Harris. Maybe we take this. Maybe we take that, and pray to God that Aaron Rodgers ends up on the San Francisco 49ers in 2022. So do I think they messed up by taking Trey Lance? No, I think it's the safe route for a long-term option. But I definitely would have taken that opportunity to think maybe we do get Aaron Rodgers somehow.
Yeah, but it seemed like Aaron Rodgers was playing everybody. He was doing the same thing to Jeopardy. It's like, listen, I'm here if you want me, but I'm also talking to 3 other NFL teams. But yeah, I'm going to stay in Green Bay anyway because it's just like the cheese.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. Hey, thanks, Mike, for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
I'll talk to you.
Take care. See. All right. Mike Hughes in the house. After some chiding there, we finally got him on the phone. We are going to go ahead and close out the show with our final segment, of course, is Unpopular Opinion. Yeah. We weren't getting out of it. I know Coach probably said, we're going to go ahead and get Mike to talk, and he'll take us to the end of time. We're not going to do that. So, Unpopular Opinion, I got one of them. Or I had one of them. Then, of course, I just lost my notes. Coach has something to do with it, I'm sure. I'll figure it out. All right. So, Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. So, my unpopular opinion I have is I got Gardner Minshew starting. Gardner Minshew and Tyler Heineke starting for their respective teams at some point this year. Tyler Heineke, we all know, and I think I can get your backing on this, guys. We all know Fitzmagic is not the answer. We all know this. He does not last the whole year. He flakes out, whether it be, his beard gets in his way, birds fly in to get the leftover crumbs as he's trying to throw the ball. He flakes out somewhere. And Tyler Heineke, if we saw the playoff game against Tampa Bay, almost beat Brady. I don't think he's got his fair chance, but I think this year he will. Or sometime this year, he'll get a chance to prove himself. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we know how Fitzpatrick is. He's good.
Fitzpatrick is flaky, and I think Jalen Hurts. It's going to be a hurt fest this year in Philly, and they could go Flacco, but I think if you're going to trade for somebody, I think that automatically gives you the nod.
I can't argue with that.
Nah, you can't.
Right? No rebuttals on that one. Wow, that was clean. That was cleaner than some of the laundry I do. That's saying something too, because I'm a stickler for that. Bill, do you have an unpopular opinion today?
Well, I did have an unpopular opinion, but I already brought it up.
What was
It was Brady hitting the wall.
Brady hitting the wall.
And I don't know if we want to continue that conversation.
Brady hitting the wall.
Yeah.
We know 44 years old, still having that avocado ice cream, avocado this, avocado that. Apparently it sounds like he's going to play till he's like 60. It really does. I don't think Manning was too far off. When he finally hits the Hall of Fame in 2035, he'll finally, whatever the case is. All right. Last but not least, Coach, you got an unpopular opinion?
Well, I had one earlier, so we pretty much talked about it. I'm gonna go really unpopular. Jameis Winston. He's gonna throw close to 5,000 yards, and his interceptions will be under 20.
Under 20.
Yes.
Okay. All right, close to 5,000, under 20 interceptions. And you saw the Saints as a playoff team, right?
Yes.
I want to make sure that. Okay. Well, gentlemen, another successful week. Yes, it sucks. There's no football this week unless you're a college fan. So there you go. Enjoy. But next Sunday, we all gear it up one extra level because it's time. It is time. Want to thank everybody out there at ASAP Sports Network for having us finally on TV, which I know I probably scared a whole bunch of people away. Coach did fine. That's why I tried to get him on the full screen sometime. Bill was such a handsome man. Wanted to go ahead and make sure I get him on there. So listen, gentlemen, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern time to have you right here on the show, on the Touchdown Crew. Any final words, Coach, Bill, anybody?
Have a great week. Let's go.
Yes. Have a good week.
Let's
It was
go.
a lot of fun.
Next Sunday, it's time. Finally, you get to cash in on my NFL Sunday ticket. About damn time.
Yes, sir.
Take care. We're out of here. We'll see you next Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, for week 1 of the 2021 NFL season. See ya.
Try.